Dear LMTI learners, welcome back and hope everyone is looking for the job change and for which right you may have applied for n number of jobs and you may awaiting for the call from the HR team. And most probably right, like nowadays we are not getting any calls from the HR team. So did you ever wonder like why we are not getting the call? So the reason is like nowadays in each and every organization they started to use something called as an ATS checker. Okay, so this is kind of a tool so which is going to evaluate our resume. Okay, and post evaluation it is going to give some score and one and only if the score is like above 80, right? Like our resumes will be get shortlisted. And how we can like check this ATS score? It is pretty simple. Like in a Google, right? You can just search with the keyword ATS resume checker, and you can just open like any of the open source web page and post that like you can upload your resume. And once you update your resume, right, it is going to process your resume and it is going to provide the resume score. And if the resume score is above 80 percentage, so then it is well and good. And if it is less than 80 percentage, right, then you need to work on your resume. So you need to optimize your resume. So now let's see my score. Now, if you notice, my score is like kind of an 73. It is bit okay. But in your case, like if the score is like very less, right? So you need to refactor your resume. So now I have refactored my resume and my score is like above 80 percentage. Now, will I get a call? So we can't assure, right? Even if the score is above 80 percentage, so for sure, like we will be getting the call. So likewise, we can't give any assurance. The reason is like, so each and every organization is having their own ATS. So generally, how this ATS is calculating the score? So basically, it is purely based upon the keywords which we have used in the resume. So it is not looking for the design. It is going to purely look on the keywords like which we have used in the resume. So like in each and every organization, as I told, they may have their own ATS and in which they may have feed the JD. Okay, JD is nothing but the job description. So for example, like let me just open a multiple career web page for the role of an automation test engineer. If you notice like everywhere the JD is mentioned. So they may have highlighted few skills. So they told it's you should have minimum 4 years and like you should have this LEM or APM knowledge and Cucumber BDD testing tool and you should working in the Scrum teams. So likewise we may have like certain keywords in an JD. And even like if I open the Infosys, like we are having like certain description. And in some cases, right, they may have added must have skill. So if there is a section called as a must have skill, for sure this particular keyword should present in your resume so that like your resume will be shortlisted in an Accenture. Okay. So likewise, we need to like analyze the JD and based upon that, right, we need to include the roles and responsibilities because like whenever like we are creating the resume for sure like we are updating the summary or the roles and responsibilities and the technical skill. But we should ensure whether it is matching with the JD. Okay, so whatever the JD says, right? So, like relevant to that, we need to add the roles and responsibilities. So, which means, so for each and every organization, you should keep on update your resume and you need to upload the updated resume for the specific organization. So for IBM, you should create one separate resume. For Infosys, you should have the separate resume. And how we are going to generate the roles and responsibilities? It is pretty simple. Like we can seek help from the AI. Okay, so now what I can do, I can simply I can simply copy paste this roles and responsibilities and I can use any of the AI. So let's say I'm just using the chat GPT or the Copilot, etc. Now let me just paste the roles and responsibilities, and we need to insert the prompt. So let me insert the prompt. So the above is the job description, and provide me roles and responsibilities to include in my resume. Okay, so likewise, just I'm giving the prompt in the chat GPT, and then I'm hitting the enter, and post that right, the chat GPT is going to process, and it is going to give the roles and responsibilities. Okay, so now it is automatically generating the roles and responsibilities. So what you can do, so you can just copy the roles and responsibilities, and you can include in the resume. But here we could not able to see any human touch, right? So we can add one more point, like add human touch to the above points, and post that right, like what happened, the human touch points will be added up. So we could able to see it says actively supported the testing team, and like took an initiative to an automate essential. So likewise it will add the human touch point, and you can include the human touch point in the resume. And even like you can use the same prompt in other AI. So like other AI is nothing but like even in the chat GPT, right? I can include the same prompt, and I can check how it is generating. So for example, like let me just copy the same roles and responsibilities, and I can ask the chat GPT to provide the points to include in the resume. Okay, and if you hit an enter, right, again it is going to give some points. Okay, and you can just include some human touch. So likewise we can tell add human touch, and post that right, it is going to generate the points with the human touch, and we can include those points in a resume. So you can just analyze, and you can include the needed points based upon the JD. So likewise for each and every organization, so if you are planning to apply for the Wipro, or for example like if you are planning to apply for the EY, right, so like we will be having the skills, this is nothing but the JD. So we should copy the JD and then write. So we should paste it in the AI, and it is going to give the relevant roles and responsibility points, and we can include these roles and responsibilities in the resume. So by this way, right, it always pass the ATS check in the respective organization, and you will get a call. And post that right, you can just perform well in an interview, and you can easily crack the interviews. So this is like kind of an shortcut which I have identified after analyzing with with my multiple friends. Okay, I hope like this video is useful, and whoever is looking for the job change, right, so you can forward this videos to the friends. And likewise, right, I am going to keep on posting some useful content in my channel, so just please keep supporting me.